Good morning, everybody. I've been whacked on quite a bit and had a pretty hard day yesterday. I had a couple places burnt and frozen, and even surgery right here. It was actually more to it than I thought. They ended up taking it off, and they said it would definitely leave an area. So they put stitches deep above the muscle, and they sent it off to get it tested to see if I'm going to have an issue with it later. Hopefully, there won't be much to it, and but I tried to camouflage it the best I could, but needless to say, they told me that they had to shave that area and it would bleed. And they got deep stitches under it, and they put like 4 or 5 on the top. And I have to actually go back and get them pulled out next in the next 10 days, I guess. Like I say, it is what it is. We all live in a broke down world. I'm safely in a room that I don't feel like it's going to ever go anywhere, but the room that I'm in right now, I have a shelter that is above it. And the shelter that is above it is leaning. And I don't know when it began or when it started, but it was during one of our recent windy times, and I have a light pole that basically sticks up that is allowing the pole to lean. I mean, it's causing it to lean pretty good, and I'm going to probably have something done to it. I'm probably going to have to dig around it and try to estimate how to go about fixing it to keep it from making it worse. But the pole was leaning quite a bit, and so the building itself is probably going to give me a problem. But I'll be honest with you, I'm looking to go home. There won't be no spots like this on my face when I get home. There won't be no need for eye shots. There won't need be of no doctor visit. There won't be no need of traveling into town on every bumpy pavement there is in our city. I don't believe there's a place in our city that you can go that is a smooth ride. I mean, everywhere you go is nothing but construction, and whoever made the streets sure didn't think about the levelness of the street. It'd beat you to death to go into town. Even on the interstate, it'd beat you to death. Construction has been going on for the last 5 years, and it still is going on, and it ain't going to ever quit. There's always going to be things that we're going to end up going through. But the time is going to come that the church is going home. And there was a verse that I was looking for, and it was found in Revelation chapter 4 and verse 1. This is right after John had wrote to the 7 churches. He got done with the church in Laodicea, and listen to verse 1 of chapter 4. It says, after this I looked. Now see, he's in a trance, or his mind is on the Lord. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. A door was opened in heaven. Now, there ain't a day that don't go by that I don't think of the place that is called heaven. I think of heaven all the time. Not just because I've got spots on my face, or not because I got spots here and I've got spots up there and places of where he froze. I'm talking about there was a door open for this man named John to see the place that is called heaven. But not only was that door open, and the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me. Do you think God was trying to impress John, that he allowed John to see into this place that is called heaven? Do you think that he was on that island called Patmos for the Lord to impress him? The Lord didn't have to do anything other than to allow the door of heaven to swing open so that John would be able to see what was in heaven. See, it's hard for me down here to look into heaven because the door of heaven hasn't been opened for me far as my natural eyes. See, I believe that John was looking into the place with his natural vision. Now, did he have spiritual vision? Yes. But I believe that the Lord illuminated his natural vision to be able to see a place of the door that is called heaven. The door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me. It was compared to a trumpet, and a trumpet is the loudest instrument in the whole orchestra. You take any kind of a band and you have a trumpet will stand out over the flute, over the saxophone, over the trombone, over the tuba, everything that you can imagine that is in a band. The trumpet takes the lead when it comes to the sound of a trumpet, and he's using this, I heard, was as it were of a trumpet talking with me. But here's the part that I'm intrigued with, which said, come up hither. Now, God had to bring him hither. Here, God had to be the one to bring John in to that doorway to see the things that John was going to write down. Now, did John only see this in the natural or in the spiritual? I want to think that he very well could have been in a trance during this time. Did he actually go to heaven, or did the Lord allow heaven to come to earth? Did he allow heaven to come to earth? You know, we all live in a world of hurt. See there? See there? We all live in a world of hurt. Every one of us. But see, John got finished writing to them 7 churches, and now the Lord is stepping up the program. After this, after the writing of the 7 churches, I looked, and behold, a door was open. Evidently, the Lord opened a door for John to see through the door. He heard something, and the voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, "Come up hither." Did he bring John's body up? Could have. Did the Lord take his mind into a beautiful outlay of heaven while he was down here on the earth? I believe he's still on the earth at this time, but the Lord told him to come up hither. Come up hither, and I will show thee which must be hereafter. I'm going to fill you in. Now, again, I just told you that my barn out here is leaning. And I hope that it will stay as long as that I'm making videos. I hope that it don't go anywhere. I'm probably going to have to do a little something to it to make sure that it don't go anywhere. But you know what? That barn that I'm under right now is flesh. And flesh is going to let you down. And what the Lord is saying right here to this man named John, come up hither. Now, if John is still on the earth, the Lord is allowing John to see into this place, to view this place, to hear this place, to visualize this place. This place is becoming real because the door is opened. I have a door on my room right here. When I get done with this video, I will proceed out my door. I will take my little spot right here with me. Hopefully the hair will grow over it where you won't be able to tell it anymore. But you know what? He's letting me know that there's a door that goes somewhere else. And that door says, come up hither. And I will show thee things which must be hereafter. And then if you notice, he watches something here. He says, and immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. Now, if I keep going, I will dilute the message. I want to stop right here with the reading, because if you want to go and read chapter 4 and continue, there's not many verses to read. It's only 9 or 10 more verses to read before you're at the end of the chapter 4. And it goes into detail of the things that John was listening to. That's true. But my message today is he told John to come up hither. He allowed his spiritual eyes to look in the door of the place that is called heaven. See, this here looks bad. And I did everything I knew to do to cover it up before. I even allowed the light to not be on it. I even allowed my head to turn like this. I even allowed myself to do scriptures and to do it outside and do it in nature. And I've tried every way I know to do it, but it's almost sort of like that when I went yesterday and they told me they got to trim the hair off of this and they got to cut it. I don't know if I have it here or not. I don't think I do. My little knucklehead grandson had a little football up here. What the doctor said that he would have to do is that he would have to open it like the shape of a football. Narrow on both ends and big in the middle. And that would be the way that he would have to open it up from where it was down and back so that when it grows back, it doesn't have a mark. There won't be a scar, I guess you could say, is what he was saying. He knew his stuff. But I'll be honest with you, this here's not going to the place that is called heaven. These spots on this ugly face of mine is not going to heaven. The Bible talks about a new heaven and a new earth. And he's allowing John to look into this doorway and see. All I can see when I go outside is I can see this leaning building. I can see this building that is leaning ever so slightly. It's leaning a little bit more and a little bit more. Now, it's not going to fall today. But here's my point. The point is, gradually over time, it's going to give me an issue. And I'm going to have to be prepared for that issue. But here's my focus. My focus, come up hither. When I go home, I won't have to worry about this raggedy building. Everything that will be in here will be left for somebody else to deal with. I want to go home. I'm tired of the eye shots. I get shots in my eyes every month. It don't hurt, thank goodness. I've got redness of legs. I'm a diabetic. My body is breaking down. It don't function like it did 5 years ago. I'm now at the age of 63. In one more year, I will be 64, 1 year from Social Security. I would have never thought that I would see the age of 65 to draw Social Security. Ain't gonna get much. There probably won't be nothing for me when it's time for me to draw. Here's my point. We're all living in broken lives, every one of us. All of my friends, people that I know, we all are going through something. Every one of us. We're going through something. But what the Lord is saying, come up hither. And when we get up hither, or we get up there according to the scripture, our problems will be over with. The leaning building won't be a problem. The sore on the chin won't be a problem. The burnt places on my face won't be a problem. The leaning building won't be a problem. Because my focus is where John is seeing. After this, I looked, and behold, a door was opened. John looked at the door that God furnished. God furnished the door for John to see. God did that. God wanted to blow John's mind because he says, I'm going to show you something just like this verse here said. A throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. He says, come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter. I'm looking forward to that hereafter. I hope you are too. Elderly Ministry is YouTube. elderlyministry.com is the website. If you need me, holler if I can do anything. Thank y'all for watching one more time.